we have one more. All right, I have one more. Somebody in here said, let's see. I have mind-blowing thing you should hear no one has ever thought about for a humanoid robot. So I think I can't not invite this person up to talk. So
Go
let's
for it.
we're
Go
gonna
for
do
it.
our last one here, I think, because we need to this is all going to go into the podcast. And we talk about a lot of stuff before and we will talk about a lot of stuff after. So we can't do too many. But specified Noel, I'm gonna invite you up. These are big shoes to fill. No one's ever heard about it, so let's see.
Hello. Thanks for inviting me.
How's it
Can you
going?
hear me? Is it clear? It's
Yep.
good, thanks. So I had a really great idea that I have been thinking about for a while, and that is, okay, so for Tesla cars, they replace humans to drive. So you can use the car, you don't have to do any input, and you can drive it. It's like a tool for humans. Now, humanoid robot. Okay, let me put it this way. Our bodies are kind of a transport for our heads. Basically, we live in our heads. So now we
Yeah.
can, transplant arms, limb arms or legs. We can transplant hearts, but not yet entire bodies. So I would say this is a great experiment. That if this robot can walk properly, can navigate, can do everything that we can do, and then at some point, let's say we get old, we get 90 years old. Our body is old, but not our brain. Our brain still works. If we could somehow do like, a surgery that removes our head without us dying and put it on a robot that can, pump blood to our brain, give us food,
hmm
so we don't have to eat actually, we don't have to drink. So the robot does everything. We just charge it and give it like supplies. So it supplies food and water to our brain. And then we can walk, we can navigate the world, and we can change our bodies just like the movies. But like this is required, just like the cars, they need to drive a lot around the cities and town to learn. We need a
hmm
robot to learn how to navigate the world. We need a robot that can do that. And then we can transplant our heads. This is for the future. Like maybe the next 100, I don't know, 10, 20, 50 years that we can actually get bodies for our brains. Because basically our body is a transport for our heads. Like we eat to supply food to it, and then we have legs to walk, we have hands to do things. Basically, we only need our brain.
Man, that is a very valid point. Our body is a transport vehicle for our brain. Our brain is the most important organ, according to the brain, anyway. Um, no, I'm with you. Okay, so here's another question then. So you need to somehow connect the brain and all of the systems, the breathing system,
Mhm.
the blood and the oxygen going to the brain and everything, so that all you need to do is just charge it. Um, what if you forget to charge?
Well, okay, so basically that's where Neuralink comes in place. Neuralink helps the brain to connect to computers. So you can, control your arms, your legs, even you can replace your eyes, have high resolution eyes. You can see further, you can see anything. You can see your emails. You don't even need a phone. You can like literally connect to the world. And for the food part, basically the robot needs two supplies. One is charging for the batteries. The other supply
hmm
is like imagine like having like a small sack of balls that one of them is oxygen, the other is food. So you just put it in and then it will have a supply of oxygen for a month for your brain. And you can choose what you want to eat for your brain today. You can like insert something that will pump that food and oxygen and supplies and nutritions to the blood. That is a small stream of blood just goes to the brain and recycles it and cleans, so you don't actually probably need to breathe anymore, I guess.
what about a nervous system? Because I'm with you on like, okay, attach my brain to a humanoid robot. What about like feeling things? Like I can move my hands and I can pick things up,
Mhm.
but can you still, are there enough sensors out there? Is the tech good enough to replace a nervous system?
Well, at the moment, probably not. We don't know much about the brain, but I'm sure Elon, what he's doing with the Neuralink, if he can successfully connect the entire brain interface to the body, including controls and sensation, feelings, vision, hearing, everything, we probably just could take the brain out, not the head. Just the brain in a safe container, like in the head, or it could be anywhere in the humanoid robot, maybe in the chest. And we
hmm
can go anywhere because we are a brain that is connected to, our bodies to take us go around, we probably could do that.
Okay, so you've heard the simulation argument where like if you advance technology sufficiently far enough into the future, our simulations get so good that they are indistinguishable from reality, and we may or may not be in a simulation already. Do you ever think about
Mhm.
this as a future argument for this? Like, are we already humanoid robots? Are we already there? Do we do it already?
We could think about this all day. There could be another world. We could be in a simulation or not, but doesn't matter. What matters is the reality we are in. Either we are in a simulation or not, and there's no way probably to prove it, but that's okay. What matters is we look in the future and what we can do for the humanity, right? What we can do to improve. And what is the most important thing is our lifetime, and it's limited, right? People have thousands of years have been trying to, extend human life, but nobody could have done that until today. We have the
Mhm.
technology. It's just a little bit, we're almost there. We just need to understand the brain and be able to connect it to our bodies. And at that point, it's important, like you said, it's important that we go to the right direction. We don't go to a matrix and stuck all the people into a computer. We have to build a better world, and that's where it starts today, I believe.
I agree. We are so far off topic, and I love it. It's great. I thank you for the 1,000 foot
Sure.
view. I think that was a useful way to probably end this. I'm gonna
No
now be
worries. I'm glad
thinking,
that it was useful.
yeah, I'm gonna be thinking a lot about whether or not I would like my brain to be connected someday to a sufficiently advanced robot with the right technology. Could
Yeah,
be cool.
sure. Because our minds probably only see the current situation. We see the robots as they are. We need a vacuum robot. We need robots for grocery shopping. But what we don't see is the far future, the next 10, 20, 50 years from now, or a decade. So that's the future we're building towards. And we have to be able to, imagine or visualize what's going to be the world in 100 years. Another use case scenario, just remember it, is like, as of right now, before we get our Olympic bodies, robotic bodies, we can use these humanoid robots to learn to navigate, disasters, earthquakes, hazards that no robot could. You can't send a vacuum robot there to save people, but this humanoid robot can. It can drive a fire truck immediately. Like, we need help, all the people are down, everybody needs help, so it can drive cars, it can take you. Not all cars are self-driving, not all hospitals have equipment that can be controlled by computers. We need those people to take care of people at hospitals, or people need care. We need people old, elderly, they need care. Like, it's not just all robots can do all their needs for them. We need someone that can care for them, help them in case of an emergency. They need to go to hospital. All right, sure, let's go pick up the car keys. I'm gonna drive you to hospital. That robot's gonna do for you. Gonna save your life.
Yeah, I think that the one thing I see in that is like that sort of makes the humanoid robot a middle, like a stopgap in between technology of the future. Like you say, like obviously hospitals today aren't all robotic, and cars and fire trucks and ambulances today are not self-driving. So until they are, we should
Hmm.
make a sufficiently advanced humanoid robot that can fill the gap of things humans can't quite do until we get to that better day where all the ambulances are self-driving and we can send like a Wall-E shaped robot into the rubble of a disaster to help save people. Like we need this in between, and if we get the humanoid robot right quickly, then it can fill a gap until tech of the future is amazing.
Sure, exactly, exactly. And until then, hopefully this robot will be able to walk and navigate the world just like humans, just like Tesla cars can drive now, they can navigate. Until that day, probably those robots will be able to do most of the things. And then, hopefully by then, a Neuralink will be able to link our brains to them so we can actually walk. Or we could be at home and control a humanoid robot remotely. So we could be anywhere in the world. We can connect to any one of them and experience the world just as it is,
Perfect. I might be
or
a
another
humanoid
planet.
robot being controlled from home right now. Who knows? Awesome. Hey, thank you so much
Awesome.
for thanks for chiming in. We appreciate that. I think that's where
Sure, no
we'll
worries.
end it
I
for now.
appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Have a good one.
You too. Have a good one. Take care. All right. Thanks.
All right. Well, that was incredible. I think that's where we're gonna probably cut it. That was a nice existential way to end this. I want, before everyone leaves this Discord room, I want everyone right now, wherever you're sitting, to picture that you are just a remote-controlled human-shaped robot being controlled by someone else somewhere. You are Ready Player One. I just want everyone to have that vision right now. Look down at your own hands. Is it real? What's even real anymore? Thanks for watching that clip. There's a lot more robot talk where that came from, so make sure you watch the full episode over on the Waveform YouTube channel, and also get subscribed if you want to see more clips or broken down stuff like this. There's some good stuff coming. Catch you guys next one.